Technology for us. Hi guys, whoever's watching. We're just going live on YouTube and Insta, so we're just trying to work out if we're doing it correctly today. And live on two feeds is new for us. Which one? Yes, I can. Right, who have you got? The Gourlays. Hi guys, how are ya? Just wait for a few more to chime in. As you can see, we're sitting inside our new caravan. We were, hey Scotty.
How's it, mate?
Can't wait to get back up to Broome shortly, mate. Yeah, we're sitting inside the new beast, which is very cool. If anyone's here that hasn't met us before, obviously we are the Barefoot Kiwis and we're traveling around Australia.
Yeah.
We started in March in a camper trailer. And literally, 10 days ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, we picked up our brand new Lyfe RV van. So life is going to change.
Yeah, pretty stoked. Pretty stoked to be in a caravan heading into this time of year.
Yeah.
Especially heading north too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to do, we've had, of all the questions that have been coming through, everyone's like, can you show us around your van? We definitely will, but it won't be today because it's absolutely not set up yet. We've ordered bits and pieces and we've still got bedding and the cupboards are a mess. We're not sure, how we're going to set it all up yet. We're still learning to live inside it. But as soon as we are, we'll do something. So in the next couple of weeks, just stay tuned. Yeah, so that's us. We've been on the road for 8 months. We up and left New Zealand after COVID and also a cancer journey. I had bowel cancer. And and I finished chemo in February and we just hit the road and it's been fantastic.
Yeah. It's good. It's good to be out of the camper trailer. We've been in the camper trailer since March, so anyone that's stayed or lived long term under canvas, it's pretty good to get remote, but it's challenging once it gets hotter and you get into the storms. So it's been good to go to the van.
Yeah, we're going, so our plans, we're going to talk today about our future plans, why we chose Lyfe RV, and then all your general travel questions that have been sent through. There's just probably only half a dozen main theme ones. But so we may as well talk about our future plans first. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so we're heading to, we're down in Perth still at the moment, and we're heading north next week, tomorrow, Monday.
Yeah.
And we're going to heading up to Broome. We're going to live up there for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay up there for the wet season. And we've got some friends up there. We're going to catch up with Scotty and Sammy. It's going to be awesome to be up there with you guys.
Yeah.
We've got a house. We're going to be house sitting.
Yeah. We were really lucky when we headed up that we snagged a house sit. So we're going to be in the house sit for about 6 weeks. And we're going to continue traveling, but we just thought while we were there, we wanted to experience a wet season because at some point we'll want to settle and we're not sure where that will be, but Broome always pops up as one of our top spots. But being Kiwis, we've never experienced a wet season.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty different.
Yeah. So we just thought we'd stick around. We're going to put the kids into school for a term and just experience a wet season before we carry on. Even if we love it, we're going to carry on and then carry on traveling, and there'll be a heap more places that we'll want to check out as possible places to settle in the future too. Yeah, that's cool. Do you want to talk a little bit about what Lyfe RV and why we went down that track?
So it's for those of you who've got a caravan or brought a caravan over here in Oz, it's a bit of a major process. It's not easy picking who you're going to go with because there's just so many brands, so much difference and variation in quality. We went with Lyfe because we liked the build, we liked the quality. We wanted something that was really that could handle going off-road and was built for off-road, but not only just off-road like everyone talks about. They have off-road caravans, but having the setup to be able to handle longer durations off-road. So we've got 3 100-litre water tanks.
110.
110, 3 110 litre water tanks in this. Water's our biggest challenge when we're in the far north remote, because that's always what we have to pack up and move on, eh?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we've got a good power system in this. So to give you an example, we were down at 76% yesterday. We're back to just under 100 now, and sun's only been shining for half a day. So we've got plenty of solar on the roof. I think we've got just over 500 watts on the roof. We've got two 200s.
And power.
Lithium's under our bums right now, and just good inner drive management system. Really good quality build around that, the electrical side of things. And one of the main reasons for us is we have always been in the camper trailer or in a tent, so we wanted to still live outside.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us in this team. 19 foot's still pretty snug. And so, yeah, the outdoor kitchen, our main kitchen is outdoors. We have a small kitchen inside with a induction cooktop, bench, sink, but our main kitchen is outside, and we really like that. So, yeah, we've still got a few mods to do to make it a bit more homely and finish off outside, but yeah, those are the main reasons.
Yeah, I think I just seen Jen, you said you'd love to know more about the Lyfe. Let us know in particular what you want to know, and we'll see if we can help you out. But for us, obviously, we have loved our camper trailer, which was a track about. We were sad to see her go. She literally took us everywhere. But just for us, with the timing, 8 months setting up canvas and packing it down got really tough. We know there's a compromise now having a hybrid caravan. We won't be able to get it to all the places that the camper went, but we do still really want to be able to go down narrow bush tracks and get into places. You know, we're not campground people, and yes, we have to do the campgrounds. You know, we get into the city, we needed to occasionally do washing, or the kids want to play at a park, or we've got errands to run in a town. Sure, we do them, but our main focus is getting off the grid and living outdoors. So it needed to be narrow profile, great off-road capabilities, and have the outdoor kitchen, because we were really spoiled with our kitchen in the camper, and the kitchen here is fantastic.
Yeah, and we've got good clearance. We've got airbag suspension in this, so we've got big variance in adjusting height depending on the terrain, whether it's corrugated roads or whether it's just really rutted out, which was another big factor for us to be able to get to the places we still want to be able to pull this. Yeah. And it's not too heavy, you know, we're under 3 tons, so yeah, it's all good. Probably a bit over 3 tons with some water, but
and literally we haven't put it through its paces yet, so watch this space, because that's the whole purpose of getting the van. Tony was like, oh, it's going to kill him the days to put his first pinstripe on it, but it's literally, that's what we purchased it for. And Tony mentioned it's snug. Yes, it's snug, it's 19 foot, but we wouldn't have gone any bigger because it wouldn't have allowed us to get into those places and have the tow capability. So that's why we've chosen to be snug, because in the top end, we're outside the whole time anyway.
Yeah, so, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go through starting with some questions that people have messaged through as well. And if you've got any other questions, please just chime in and ask them. I'm watching the comments, and we'll try and answer them as they go. If I miss it, please ask again, because I'm trying to keep an eye on it. So people were saying, how long will you travel?
Yeah, so we're a bit unsure on how long we'll be on the road. We sort of talked about 18 months to 2 years originally. We lost a bit of time before we got here with Stace getting crook and just COVID restrictions. So it'll just depend. Depends a bit on the budget. Depends a bit on, you know, if we find somewhere we want to settle for a while, we'll probably stretch it out a bit.
Yeah, we had originally said that we had the budget to travel for 18 months to 2 years. And I think the main criteria around that after that point is Liam's at an age, he's 12 now, so he's actually going to be doing first term in first year of Australian high school in Broome next year. But he's missed all of the New Zealand intermediate, which is, you know, is a little bit sad, of course, but that's what happens when you up and leave mainstream life. So, yeah, but in a couple of years, yeah, I think it's just really going to be time. He's going to need that social interaction and the schooling interaction as well. So academically,
which leads us into the next question.
Yeah. What are your biggest challenges? We had that from a couple of people. Oh, hey Shaz, how are you? Hey Sam. Biggest challenge is definitely homeschooling.
Yeah, homeschooling's a challenge. There's pros and cons for everything, but the good things in homeschooling is you really connect with your children and on what their strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And you can work on those weaknesses, which has been huge, especially for summer.
Yeah.
But as far as overall goes, it's a full-time job in itself, and I probably get the better end of the deal because Stacey does the bulk of it. We do share it a little bit, but I'm sort of I seem to get out of a fair bit of
I
it.
get the raw end, I tell you what. And just to clarify, we don't actually homeschool. We actually do takura, which is New Zealand distance education. And if you're in the overseas team, it's completely free to just be anywhere in the world and study through their curriculum, which is amazing. They've got heaps of resources. They've got great teachers. But I don't know if they've got great supervisors because that's us.
It's an amazing platform, and they've been really good, eh?
Yeah, and our kids are good, good average students, but they're well behaved to their teachers. But when we're a parent and a teacher, there's a lot of back chat and a lot of arguments. So it is wearing thin. So we're going to really enjoy just one short term of having a break from that before reset and carrying on. Right?
Yeah, and it'll be really good to see where they're at to make sure that they've kept up with where they're supposed to be for their age. So that's pretty important to us too.
Yeah. Chris, what's the name again? Are you talking about of the van? It's a 19-foot Lyfe RV. And Lyfe RV in Western Australia and South Australia manage the dealers as Caravan Culture. Couldn't recommend them highly enough. Leo and Sarah have since become friends, and post-purchase, their customer service has been outstanding. So
they've been really good to work with.
Yeah, go and take a look at them. If you're interested in Lyfe at all, make an inquiry. Mention Barefoot Kiwis that you heard about it, and they'll definitely help you out. So, yeah. Other biggest challenges, tight space, right?
It's living together is one thing, but living in a small space is certainly has its challenges at different times. Most of the time we're okay, but especially if we can go fishing. But it is probably the second challenge from homeschooling is just all living together in such a tight space. You don't get a lot of time to yourself, or for us, we don't get a lot of couples time.
There's not a lot of couples time, and we're always tag teaming, because it's just the two of us. That's why it is really good when you hook up with other people on the road, because you can literally tag team each other out and look after each other's kids, and literally that's the only break you get on the road. So that's really good.
Yep.
Living a basic life also, right?
Yeah, we live a pretty basic life. Like, it's not a cheap way to live traveling, and so you tend to live pretty basically as far as when you're remote, as far as from what we eat to just how we live. And
like obviously at home when we were working and having a business, we'd go around to someone's house and we'd be like, let's go to the pub for dinner, and then there might be takeaways that week, and then there might be another dinner out, but there's none of that now. Yeah, if we do dinner out, we have to really consider that we haven't done it in a month or something, and let's do it. But where are we going? Because it needs to be cheap and cheerful to feed the five of us. Yeah. We get this question a lot. Ninja smoochies. Yes. Oh my goodness. Jeremy, I so saw you put that the other day. That's hilarious. He's just saying you'll have to do ninja smoochies. He's meaning in the bed with the bunk doors here. So, but you guys have a concertina door. So we tried to order a concertina door, but supply and demand in the caravan industry is crazy. So I think it's February before it arrives. So yeah, ninja smoochies is the only way we'll be going, Jeremy. People always ask us, how did you afford to do this trip? And I see it on everyone else's lives too. So I'm guessing that's from all the people who are thinking about traveling, as to how are we affording to do it? There was no magic elixir for us. We saved our guts out. We did a trip for 3 months in 2018. We saved for that. We did another trip in 2019, and then we knew we wanted to come back and do it full time. So we literally just sold the business and saved hard, and we knew we had a couple of years up our sleeve to do that.
And we offset by some other income, rental properties and other investments, but the bulk of it is just coming out of savings.
I've just gotten involved in a passive investment scheme that will hopefully pay quite well as well. But it's early days for that. But if anyone wants to know about it, we can do that offline. Just message me. What else have we got here? Rachel, sorry. Rach asked, how do we make sure we have enough dollars to survive days and months?
Yeah, so we just run a basic monthly budget. So we just download our previous month's expenditure offline and do an Excel spreadsheet, and we just pretty much have I think we've got about a dozen different categories we put things in, and the four highest costs come up the same every month in, month out. For us, our highest cost is food would be number one. Accommodation and fuel are sort of neck and neck. Accommodation can be high, can be low, just depends on if we're off grid or in areas where there's lots of caravan parks, or whether it's station stays, things like that. Fuel's fuel. If you do the miles, you pay for it. If you don't, you don't. So
if you have the time to slow down, obviously you can bring that bill down a heap, but then it's offset by accommodation if you're having to do off grid, but then come into town to restock and stay at a paid place all over again, So one's kind of counteracts the other.
And the other main one that we see come up is our what we class as R&M, just our running costs, repairs, maintenance, mainly on the vehicle. The camper trailer was pretty good. But we've had a lot of vehicle issues this year, which just comes at a cost. You just can't get away from that. You need the vehicle, so it is what it is. But those are the four biggest costs living on the road, and then you've just got all your other costs. We have general expenses, and that can be
health and supplements and stuff.
Health and supplements are big for us. But we choose to probably live a little bit healthier there, and that comes at a cost.
And just with my gut health and stuff as well, like I have to really take care with what I eat, and then trying to get good prebiotics and probiotics and all that sort of stuff in.
And then you've just got the other stuff. You've got your insurances and general other costs, phone bills, things like that. So but that's how we get around it. We just try and manage that. We go through it together at the following month. Sort of, we try and aim for the end of the first week of of a new month that we have our budget done. We go over it together, look at if we've overspent the previous month and what we're doing for that month, and try and manage it as best we can without being anal or ridiculous. Works all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Be nice if it was less.
Yeah, absolutely, a lot less. I'm just laughing at this conversation going on Instagram about the ninja smoochies. Amy, who has been messaging me, they're heading off on the road soon. It's just saying they're going to have to resort to that, and if not, it'll be outdoor adventures. You get creative on the road, I tell you. That's probably about all the questions we've got here that people had sent through. Do we have part-time jobs? No, we haven't yet, but we are keen to.
Yeah, when we get to Broome, we'll both do some form of work. Kids are going to be at school, so it makes sense for us to do some work, and that'll fill the kitty a little bit with the two of us working over that period we're there. So I'm pretty keen to go back to work. And I imagine you are too.
So I just have to balance it with the editing, because obviously we edit for our YouTube channel, and that pays a very small amount, but we're hoping it grows. And we enjoy making those, and they'll be memories that we cherish forever, because the old ones, which were literally slideshows, I think season 1 and season 2 were literally just slideshows from the first 2 trips we did. And even in the years between, we've watched them and friends have watched them, and it's been awesome. So they'll always be there for us and our kids. And I've really enjoyed the content creation. It's something that I've really gotten into. And, I've always been a passionate photographer. And so to upskill with the drones and everything else is really, really cool.
You there, Tony?
Yeah.
Do
you need me?
I'll just go pick up my own, okay?
Okay.
Yep.
So if you're wondering where we are at Quairadine. So we finally got out of Perth yesterday. We had an outpatient's appointment for Hunter because he had a broken arm. You probably saw that on Insta. He broke it on the bouncy pillow. And so we've headed back into rural WA, which was about 2 hours inland from Perth, just to say goodbye to my cousin Winnie and his wife Jamie and boys. So we're just here for 2 nights. We're going to head out to Lake Mears and I think camp the night out there tonight. So that will be good. Jen is saying, look into making your own milk kefir. If you purchase the kefir grains, easy to maintain with powdered milk. Feed that way. Yes, absolutely. Fermented foods is absolutely key, Jen. We've got a giveaway. We should get round to doing that. So we put up we got 4,000 followers on Insta, which was awesome, and we can't believe it's growing that quickly, which is fantastic. So we put a competition on Instagram. It got about 60 likes, but I think only about 10 people entered. So we've put the names into the hat. First prize is just a t-shirt or singlet, top of your choice, just not including the hoodies, and a hat. And then second and third prize is just a trucker hat. So we'll draw them out now. And then if in the meantime, if there's any other questions, flick them through on either channel there. And and we'll go from there. So hold it up to me so I can see.
So you can't see.
So I can't see. All right. First prize. Wayne Cole. Congratulations, Wayne. I'm not sure if you're on the live or not, but we will be in touch. He's just one of our fans, I guess, and he messaged me, I think it was him, and said, because I didn't put enough details in, and he was like, is delivery free? Is which country? So I was a bit vague on that. So but he tagged in heaps of people. So congrats. I've put him in more than once because he tagged like 8 people. So I've put him in twice. So if he gets second or third prize, I'm going to take it out and redraw it so someone else can get a prize. All right. Second prize for the trucker hat. Mason to Manus. Good on you, mate.
Way to go, Mace.
One more.
One more?
Third prize.
3.
Third prize. So we'll be in touch and we'll need your address and sizes and stuff. If you're picking out the t-shirt and hat, just go online and tell us what you'd like. If you're getting the trucker cap, it's plain black, one size, and there's no choice. So just flick us through your name and stuff. Busy mum of 3, Tambo. So she put an entry in. So congratulations, we'll be sending a trucker cap out to you, but we'll notify you if you're not on here either. Rachel, damn it. Yeah. Okay, I'll just go back through and make sure there's no other things. Do you want to tell people a few things that you're loving about the van so far while I'm looking?
Yeah. I guess from being in a camper trailer for so long, just the soundproofing of the caravan from outside noise, especially because we've been at a caravan park for just about 2 weeks now. It's been amazing. There's just no noise whatsoever in here, which is just awesome. And the other thing, obviously, we've been in Perth for a few weeks now. It's freezing cold down here compared to what we're used to. I think it got down to 10 overnight last night. You just don't have any problems with temperature control. We've got air conditioning, you can see up above us here. Got a Truma hot water system, which has worked the treat, just diesel hot water and heating system. So it's really nice to be able to set the temperature of whatever you want in the van and just turn it on and leave it. So yeah, it's good. plenty of storage space too, which has been a big challenge for us living
Yeah.
in a camper trailer.
So nice to have a place where everything lives now,
Yeah.
whereas so much lived in the car. Just all the overflow lived in the car. The kids had like half a drawer each. There was nowhere to put your toilet bags, all the devices and plugs. Oh, it was just a nightmare. They're always getting lost. Now each kid's got obviously their own USB and everything lives in their bunk bed. And if they lose it, that's their issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is nice to have some storage and just not have the car jam packed. And when you stop, as anybody knows, it's got a camper trailer. It's just, it's 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours to set up. Whereas with caravan, just back it in, put your 4 legs down, unhitch, away you go, level up. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
There's a couple of other questions I missed in there quickly. Chris Lima, so she was asking, asking about the name of the school. I think you were talking about the distance education school. It's Te Kura, TE and then KURA is the New Zealand curriculum distance education program. And the kids will be going to Broome North because we'll be in zone at Cable Beach Caravan Park. So
2 younger ones.
the 2 youngest ones, and the eldest, Liam, will be at Broome Senior High School. So if anyone's coming to Broome in that period of time, make sure you come and see us and say good day. Now, there's another one here. How do you find the free camps? Do you use a guidebook?
Yeah, so we use wiki camps for most of them, and just word of mouth on the road. You can learn heaps when you just talk to people, because everybody knows about stuff that's not on wiki. And when you get to know people, it's just easy to share that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and quite often the remote ones, when you click on, like, I'll have a hardcore look because we like getting in where there's no one else. So I'll have a hardcore look at the more rugged ones, and there may not be a whole lot of reviews there, but then I'll just start Googling it, and then like some of the locals in the area, the pictures will have popped up on Insta and stuff, and like Calvin's Pool was probably a classic one. So it is on wiki camps, and there was a few reviews, but they were really mixed because there's a lot of river crossings to get through to get there. We were on our own. That YouTube's episodes, I don't know, a few back if you want to watch it, but it was super fun and beautiful in there. But I couldn't find a whole lot on wiki, but I knew it sounded really good. And then once I Googled it, all the locals, obviously in Newman, mining town, know all about it. And there was just so much on Insta. So Google's worth your weight in gold when you've just got a little snippet of information, but you need a whole lot more.
Yeah, and just one tip with if you're using wiki camps, just take some of the comments with a grain of salt and make your own decision whether you want to stay there or not, or whether you can get in there or not, because everybody has a different level of skill and a different level of expectations on what a free camp is. And so you could be turned off quite easily to some really nice places by some of the comments that we see on there.
Yeah, and everyone is different. They've got an idea of what 4-wheel drive is or what 2 rugged is or whatever. And I think maybe our expectations are just low. So we get in there and we're like, I don't know what they were talking about. This is amazing. So, but then someone else will be like, oh, it was a bit of a dump. So I don't know. Just everyone's unique and different in their opinions in that way. Wally's too. That is you, isn't it? Wayne Coles. Yes, it is. Were you on earlier when you saw that you won first prize? Hopefully you were. We'll be contacting you and just need your dates. Right, I think that's about it. Sam, you guys are looking awesome. Trailer looks great too. Big loves. Big love to you and your new camper trailer. We do quite often actually get asked, why haven't we been traveling around New Zealand? We do a huge amount of hiking, tenting, hunting, fishing, and our families spread from the top of, from the middle of the north where we have been brought up, right to the bottom of the south. So my brother's in Glenorchy, which is near Queenstown. My dad's in Tuatapere, which is the bottom of the South Island. So we've pretty much done everything in between. We've done a huge amount of hikes and hunts and stuff. So we have seen most of New Zealand, and yep, you can easily spend 6 months or 12 months or probably longer, depending how slow you go tripping around. But we just figured we're going to have all the time in the world if we ever go home to do that. But Australia for us, The weather is fantastic, and we just love the warmth. We're over the cold. We've got a snow property in New Zealand, which we are missing the snowboarding, but the winter was shit this year anyway, so we were glad that I didn't have FOMO this year anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so we will get back and do more there. We just purchased, when I was going through chemo, a caravan over there. The rigs are nothing like here, so you just everyone sort of does up retro caravans, and there's nothing really that off-road, so you can just cruise around. And
we don't do much. We don't have much off-road in New Zealand.
No.
Everything's on the bitumen.
Yeah,
99% of it anyway.
there's just so many adventures here, and the free camping's amazing. We're probably a little bit more regulated in New Zealand.
Yeah, we
that
don't.
aspect.
You don't get as near the opportunities to free camp in New Zealand like you do here.
Yeah, I mean, they have freedom camps, but they're literally like a car park in a town at the beach where you're allowed to use the public toilets, but they're not beautiful spots where you can pull up or drive on the beach or, anything like that. So, yeah, the access is a lot more restricted. That's probably what I'd say.
Yep.
Yeah, so for us, it's just fantastic. We love all the critters. We love, it's just exciting to go for a hike or a fish, and there's amazing wildlife that we just don't get in New Zealand. So that's probably why it's just a bit more of an adventure to cruise around Oz. We've both lived here previously. I was a dive instructor very long time ago on the Great Barrier Reef. I studied fisheries management and aquaculture down at Deakin University in Warrnambool. Tony was mining in Kalgoorlie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're both well versed with Australia, and it's always just held a little piece of our heart. Yeah. All right, I think that's it, guys. I'll just double check. Amy, you can't wait to get out of there and leave. I can't wait for you either. I can't wait to see all your trip photos because you've been planning, and it's going to be amazing. All right, I think that's us. Yeah, if you haven't gone in and watched our YouTube, please go in there and subscribe and check them out. We love the feedback, and we've just been really enjoying creating the content for you guys. And that's it. We'll catch you on the road as we push north. So watch out for some footage of the new Lyfe RV. See you later. Yeah, I'm just still going. See ya.